Audio check. If you caught this on the Live Storms LSM stream, that's going to be shut off. You have to come over to YouTube. Not a big day. I'm going to just leave this on one thing. It'll be on YouTube. Thanks. If you caught this on the Live Storms LSM stream, that's going to be shut off. You have to come over to YouTube. Okay, I'm going to just leave this on one thing. It'll be on YouTube. Thanks. If you caught this on the... Cut that volume down. Alright, I don't think there's hardly anybody here. Kind of a spur of the moment thing anyway. It's 1:50 p.m. I'm coming into Giddings, Texas, and I have a severe storm to my west. It is heading east-southeast. So I may position for it, perhaps, if it holds together, around Smithville, Texas. But I'm going to leave it on radar for right now. There's really not a lot to see here. Except traffic, but not nearly anything like I had to deal with Tuesday, I think it was. Nothing close to that. Well, let's do a camera check on 1 and 2 real quick. Okay, front is good. Rear is good. I don't have remote hooked up right now. I might hook it up in a little while. The cell that's coming will be coming to Smithville, Texas, apparently. On approach in about 40 minutes. Everybody's in the other lane. Okay, fine, I can go ahead and make my turn. I get to take some back roads here in a bit. A quote, unquote, shortcut. Maybe. That's pretty much what today is. Just a little hail for it. No, not a big day. Very isolated, but one of the isolated cells that's trying to do that is this one right here. It is the only severe warned storm anywhere in the whole United States. Okay. How are we doing here? What's my road option here? That's that road. There's 2 options here actually, but I'm gonna take this.
us down to Winchester. We go to Western. It's a roundabout way of getting to Smithville if I take this road down here, but it's. I may not go into Smithville, Texas proper. I may stay just east of it. Thing's probably pushing out some wind. Maybe a warm front moved up this morning, and this is riding along that boundary. Warm front, cold front, stationary front. It may be stationary now. I didn't even look. I didn't bother. Well, I'm probably going to have some issues with my cellular data services taking this path, but so be it. It is what it is. I think I hear a train to my right. There's a bunch of trees, so I can't see, but oh, there is a train. If this road crosses the train tracks, guess what? But so far it hasn't. Yeah, there's a train over there. I see. I can kind of see it now. Yep, there's the front of it. Hopefully the highway doesn't intersect this railroad track and I won't get held up. Alright, I'm headed southwest out of Giddings, Texas right now. The fact is, I may not have to go all that far down there, really. Let's see. Let's see. Switch over radar real quick. Put on this center screen here. Let's take a look at it this way. There's your hail core right there. Just crossing I-35 there in the Austin area. A bunch of people on I-35 in Austin are having a good time right now. Of course, when you go into Austin, on any given day, your max speed going through there on the interstate. You're lucky if you can probably get up to 30 or 40 miles per hour. Now, there was this railroad crack, right, Bob? Nice wording. There was a railroad track crossing, and thank goodness I got ahead of the choo-choo train. All right, let's go back to. Oh, hold on. I want to look at this thing and see what how it's been cycling. It's looked like it's cycled a few times. Yep. All right, so that's just the core. That's where the hail is falling. So there we go. I would expect to have some winds with this one based on the shape. There's practically no chance of a tornado today, so don't start thinking there is, because there really is not. But sometimes Mother Nature has a sick sense of humor, right? So I'll stay with this and I'll stream on this as long as it lasts. After it finishes, I am not going to be heading farther west or southwest, where some supercells elevated might actually occur late evening. And then tomorrow is a very highly questionable day as far as anything severe. It might have a little more merit than today, but not much. After that, there's really not much going to be going on for a few days. Okay, coming up to this next highway intersection, let me check this trajectory. I'm going to pull off here. I just want to get a bearing on this. I know this highway, if I keep going straight, it's going to keep going south-southwest down towards Winchester, crossing the Colorado River. We'll end up at West Point, which is to the southeast of Smithville, Texas. This whole zone in here is going to work. I mean, Bastrop would not be a bad option either, but there's no east-west highways to get there from here. So let's go due west. How's that sound? Let's go due west. We'll go through a little community called Surbin. We'll get to the next highway intersection, and we'll see from there. Where I am right now, I'm probably looking at just inside of an hour before it would get to this point here. So I'm going to close the distance between myself and the single severe warned storm in the country. Get up here a little more, probably start to see a little blue tint off in the horizon. Actually, I'm starting to see it already. But it's still way off on the horizon. Just had a collapse in hail size, so we'll see if it recycles a bit. Apparently this is the community of Surbin. I don't think I've ever been through here before. Maybe there's more, I don't know, maybe there's more ahead of me, I don't know. Or that was it. There's a lot of those here in Texas. I mean, I live in one. It's not even got a, doesn't even have a, well actually, or does it have, I can't even remember now if it has a sign that says, or I don't know. I live there and I don't even know. I think there's a sign somewhere. Totally unincorporated type of deal where it's just, you know, a lot of people living around the area. Nice and peaceful out there where I live. Is this thing's trying to do, no. Okay. Once again, I am southwest a few miles of Giddings, Texas, or southeast of Page, P-A-I-G, Texas. That would put me also northeast of Smithville, Texas, and just south of east of Austin, but Austin is still several miles away from where I am right now. This is probably an elevated thunderstorm. Should be anyway. See for sure when I get there. If it doesn't recycle, it's liable to go sub-severe. It may be sub-severe at this moment, but it's also got some decent wind with it. But I don't know that the wind is. I don't know if the wind is going to be exceed the 58 mile per hour threshold for severe wind. So I don't know. I'm not even going to bother to look at the winds because they're not even. This is not most certainly not even tornadic. Yeah, starting to see a little darkness to the west out there ahead of me. I'm about to cross I can't talk today. I'm about to cross the county line into Bastrop County. It almost looks like this is wanting to trend a little more easterly now. Yeah, it's riding Boundary, I think. So I may actually end up taking this highway back north and getting up to, actually coming out over at Page at Highway 290. Because if this thing was to track along, I've got some stuff in my way here on my screen, so let me get rid of that. There we go. Okay, if it were to track 290 from Page, yeah, we'll see when it gets a little closer to me. Close the gap. It's maybe 45 minutes away from me now, and I'm moving towards it. It's moving towards me, so that 45 minutes is not an accurate time frame that I would be up on the storm. It's going to be more like probably 15 minutes before I get up close to it, 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and take this right turn, I think. Much darker skies up ahead of me now to my 2 o'clock. So that would be it. This is Farmer Market 2104. Turning right, I will be heading northwest on northwest on Farmer Market 2104. I will tie back into Highway 290 just to the east of Page, Texas. I think it's losing its hail. Yeah, it's really coming down. It's starting to look a little ragged. Just take a look at the bigger picture and see what else is going on. A little more stuff trying to develop farther back to the northwest of it, but I'm not going to concern myself with that. Else probably but west of San Antonio later tonight, or way up the Big Bend area, way out in West Texas, southwestern Texas. I'm not going to concern myself with that. This was easy enough to take a look at today because right now I'm maybe 45 minutes from home. So this is an easy little back road trip over here to at least check this out and give me something to do. Days I'm not busy, I'm always looking for something to do, and typically I find something to do. But I can't do anything out on my land out there because it is wet. I'd like to get my tractor out and do a couple of things, but I don't want to cut ruts in my pastures or anything like that. Some of it needs to be mowed, but it's a little too wet to do that too. So why not choose to do this? Huh? Why not? Yeah, if this thing will hold together and follow 290, that'd be perfect because I can just stay with it, stay just ahead of it, or get in it a couple of times and see what the hail size is. But right now, I doubt it's dropping any. Really don't think it's dropping any. Severe thunderstorm warning should go away. Yeah, it just did go away. Simply being replaced with a significant weather advisory. So maybe some winds, blue gusting in there 40. And possibly just some pea-sized hail falling out of that thing. See if it recycles. I think it's going to move into an environment, though, that's not going to be quite as supportive here within the next 30 minutes, but we'll see. Enjoy the back roads of Texas. Here we are. I'm just going to say that I am from the College Station area. Let's put it that way. That's my origin. This could end up being a 100-mile travel day, and that's it. All right, coming up on highway. Oh, bump, got it. Not bad. Coming up on Highway 290. Right here in Page, Texas. Maybe I'll go to the truck stop. I think I'll go to the truck stop that's about 2 miles up the road there, and I think that's where I'll just kind of wait for this. I don't think I'll drive towards it really. I'll let it come to me and see what it does. I honestly think it's going to falter. Sometimes it's really hard to get on this highway. But I think I'm going to have an opportunity here in about 5 seconds. Also bear with me that if there's any chance of there, I rarely get to look over there. If I'm stopped somewhere, I might glance at a few. Not that I'm concerned with this storm, but typically my main focus is going to be the storm and my driving, people around me, the traffic, basically, so to speak, and taking into consideration what my road options are if I need to move quickly and get into a safe spot. So I may get an opportunity to glance at that here in just a minute because, like I said, I'm going to stop at this truck stop up here, and I think I'll just wait and see what this does. It maybe trying to intensify on the southern tip, so I'm just going to wait and see what happens with it. Actually, I'll probably go in there and get me a drink. I need my caffeine for today. How's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? Oh yeah, hail size has come back up, so it's cycled a little bit. If we get a little consistency with this, if it holds that 1-inch mark, we might get another severe warning on it. I think I will get just a little bit of fuel while I'm here too. Starlink's going to go offline here because I'm under the cover. Alright, so, alright, let's leave you looking over here. Just a quick glance on the radar, and I'll look at the chat when I get back in. So there it comes. We may get a new severe warning on it if it holds. So let me just take care of some business here, and sheriff's department sitting over here too. Trust me, at $4 a gallon, I'm not going to get much. I might have to start a small target here in a little bit too, guys, just to try to cover my fuel expense today. I don't think it's going to be that great. I'll probably be I'll only be traveling 100, well, let's just say between 100 to 200. It depends on how this holds up. I may have to follow it farther east. I don't know. But I may set a small goal today, try to help with that fuel expense. I got 5 gallons. Let me look at chat real quick while I go in there and get my drink. We call it, where am I from? Back road also, they get boring fast. I like back roads. I like being able to be out in my place and nobody's. I have 5 cars come by my house maybe if I on the county road that I live on out there. It's great. Do I ever have considered that? I have considered that. There's a lot of liability involved there. I've always required a disclaimer, and I don't. I've been asked to do this. I've been offered quite a bit of money to take some people up before, and I could turn it into a business if I wanted to, but it's not a business I want to be in. It's because of the liability. Let me get my drink, and I'll be back with you guys. Hold tight. doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? No, it's not going to go back severe because hail size came back down. It's cycling. Heaviest part of that thing is going to pass just to the north of Bastrop. Yeah, the southern tip looked like it's part of it. And I think 290 is going to play into my hand just fine. Okay, let me reset a couple of things here. I don't know why. I had the windows disappear from screen number 2. Okay, got that. Let me take a moment here. Oh, I gotta reach back there and get it. Let me take a moment and get my remote camera going here. Hey, I almost set a small goal. Let me do that real quick. I'm gonna put it at 5. And I'll put it for max duration. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we get that out. Then I'll get the remote going. I have to be in no rush right now, but I'm going to pull out one of the pumps and get the Starlink to come back online. Yes, I will put my seatbelt on in a minute. Here's the stuff. I'll turn the camera over there. All right. Let me take care of business here. Okay, we got that. All right. We're not going to go teal or higher. We're going to go. I'll just do all. And I know there's not going to be a lot of viewers here today and nobody wanting to do all that, but you know what? I have to. It costs money to be out here. All right. Let's get remote camera powered up. And I'm going to probably test it right outside the vehicle here in just a second. I'll probably step out. I'll actually step out with it. As soon as this thing powers up, here we go. I don't know why my screen is so dark. Why does it do that? Screen time, display and brightness. The brightness is, for some reason the brightness went all the way down to 0. Well, not 0, but almost 0. Yeah, junction, yeah, no, I'm not going all the way out there. Number one, been there, done that, not, tree, yeah, no, not going out there for that stuff today. But I expected stuff to be out that direction to be better, especially later in the evening, coming out of the southwest out there, Big Bend area. I think that's when things are going to start to crank, but see if we can get this thing online. Okay, it's connected. It is connected. Let's just switch over to that. Okay, it's connected. Yep, everything's going. All right, so see, I can step out. So this is where I stopped. It's a place I pass quite often, actually. I didn't get much fuel though. Just enough to get me jump back in, switch back over to that. There we go. Okay. So, I'll take a look back at the radar here in just a second. Let me get all my cables where they need to be. Yeah, I need to plug in the remote camera. Oh, why are you so out of focus? Another thing I have to do is try to figure out how to get rid of the autofocus on that camera. All right, let's exit here. I'm probably not even going to end up using the remote camera today. Yeah, the cell is starting to look kind of yeah. Well, you know what I can do? I can, let's see, if I do 290. Well, let me look at the big picture. Okay, the one coming out to the west of Junction. Yeah, it'll have a better chance right here in a bit, but I'm looking at it from a distance, so on radar, so I'm not going to really be concerned with that. I think farther to the that's about the right area there, down to Del Rio. You know, actually south of there is actually a better primed environment for hailstorms, but hail producers. That could be potentially larger hail later today, but I think most of that's going to be an evening thing. Yeah, look at this. See, that's out of focus. I don't know why that one is wanting to get out of focus. It is not supposed to be out of focus. Yep. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to be using that today anyway. Probably not at all. Yeah, everything's going to be elevated today. When I use the term elevated now, and there's got to be an understanding here, elevated means above the surface of the ground. These are elevated. They're far above the ground. They're not surface-based. So anyway, let's do this. If I go, you see it's almost here. Yeah, so anyway, if I go west, it's going to be here in a minute anyway. I'm actually going to get myself, because the only way I can get on 290, Highway 290, heading back towards the east is, there's no way to cross over up here that I'm aware of. So the only option I have is to go all the way around this store. I have to jump over here to where Highway 21 is. I have to cross over. Then I have to go west a little bit and go through 2 traffic lights, and then I have to make a left turn back onto 290 East. Yeah, you're not going to get these, probably not going to get these 40, 50,000, 60,000 foot supercells today. It's possible still out to the southwest you could get something in the borderline region of that. It's all about hail. Okay, just had lightning here too, so. Okay. Picking up a couple of raindrops already. Yeah, this thing is scooting really fast. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to drive towards it just a bit. And I'll just do a turnaround. That way I don't have to worry about these traffic lights that were about to turn red on me. I may only spend about 15 to 20 bucks worth of fuel today. Just to check out elevated potential small hailer. It's alright, I had nothing better to do. I'll get to the top of this hill up here and take one of my crossovers. Miles from McDade, Texas, and gonna turn around. No concern of any damaging hail or anything to that effect. It's moving into an environment that's not happy. It's not going to be real supportive, it looks like. Not even anything great to look at, if I'll be honest with you. Saw one flash of lightning earlier. I haven't seen one since. Weakening, definitely. All right, here we go. Let's go rear view. I didn't even eat lunch. Debating whether I was going to go back on Highway 21, maybe. Actually, I think I will. It'll actually make it easier for me to get home later. Got a raindrop on the screen back there. Okay, on the camera. I am going to go ahead and, yeah. I think that's what I want to do. Maybe, maybe not. It's a good thing I got stuck at a red light because it gives me a chance to think about this for just a minute. I think I will stay on 290. Yeah, why not? think I'll go back to Giddings and I will take 141 back towards the northeast a bit. After that, I'm probably going to call it a day. Head on home. Camera tried to focus a little bit, didn't do real well. I'll have to look into that. Tomorrow becomes a very conditional day. See where that stationary front, where's that going to be setting up? Boundary slip up north. Let's see. Let's just see. Yeah, this thing's done. Everything else is pretty much yawned. The junction, I'm gonna call it the junction cell, does have a significant weather advisory on it. It's just not primed, I think, this far east for anything really. Again, I think it's going to be better way back to the west and southwest. Might see some big ones pop up out there later in the day, maybe even late in the evening. So there'll be some stuff in the overnight, you know, after dark out there. And I'll basically turn my sights to focusing on the complexities of tomorrow. Very low end severe weather day, but as I may have said earlier, maybe a little more bite possible tomorrow than today, especially down to the south of where I am right now. lot of things that have to be taken into consideration for tomorrow. Now there is a flood watch out, basically for the area that I was speaking of to my south, and I think actually where I live is actually included in that northern county. Yeah. Now there is a flood watch out, and it's going to be mainly for tomorrow. Tomorrow is really looking like it could be a bunch of widespread stuff going on. A lot of rain. Maybe a little bit of severe potential mixed in there, but again, it's not very high at all. I'm actually going to delete that target. I'm going to delete that little target to help for the fuel assistance today, because this is not a big deal at all. I'm going to do it when I stop. I only got 5 gallons of fuel at that stop earlier. It was $20 for 5 gallons of fuel. Like, that's enough for what I'm doing today. Yeah, close enough. I probably only burn 9 or 10 gallons of fuel today anyway. The rest of my day is going to be actually in my recliner. And I'm probably going to shut the stream down. I may stop and have a meal here in Giddings, Texas, since I forgot to eat lunch. Yeah, I may stop here and have me a little meal, and I'm going to shut everything down at that point in time, I think. Yep, still a decently cool day out here today. I mean, here it is, last day of April, 68 degrees. At least that's what my instrumentation is telling me. Let me check what it is back up at my home, because I can do that. Let me see what my weather station at home says. It's 66.5 degrees, and I have received 1/100th of an inch of rain at my home location. I don't really need any more rain at my location up there. At home, I don't. It's wet enough. And this dying little cell here is pretty much going to clip pretty close to where my place is, but it's going to fall apart, and it's not going to. I might get another 100th added to my total today. That's all fine. Yeah, we're going to see how tomorrow recovers, and I mean, then come Saturday, I mean, with that next front, it's. I haven't really checked into any detail. Are we going to be lucky to even get to 60 degrees on Saturday again? We'll see. Anything that I potentially go out and do tomorrow is going to be along the warm frontal boundary. If it's stationary, whatever the case may be, that's what I'm going to look for, and that's going to be my focal point for tomorrow. Just in case anything can go off that, I'll be there, unless it's so far south. It's not like I'm going to go all the way down to Corpus Christi or anything that far, unless there was greater potential. There's a great potential, you know, was going to, you know, on a scale of 5, if it was 2, maybe I'd go there. 3 hours, I think it'd take me to get there, 3.5 hours, but I don't see myself doing that. So with any luck, that boundary will set up along Interstate 10 somewhere there. If it's north of I-10, if it's south of I-10, it doesn't matter as long as it's somewhere in that general area. That'd be fine with me. And I guess we've got that trough ejecting out of Baja, California tomorrow too. It's going to zip across here too. It's going to be one of the extra triggers, you know, for all the rain and everything else. And hey, I've seen 2 tornadoes on days like that on the same day. In a cluster of mess, like finding a needle in a haystack, but sure enough, 2 times. Okay, it's not far away from where I'm going to make my stop for a little late lunch, and when I stop, I am going to shut it down. Oh, go ahead. You know what? I'm not going to delete the goal. I'm going to be stopped by the time I get around to do it in any way. Again, the only reason that I actually shot out here today is because it was, you know, generally close to home. You know, don't have to travel very far. Giddings, Texas is the current location. And Giddings, Texas is where I am going to stop to have a bite to eat. And once I finish that, it's going to be about a 30-minute ride back to my driveway. So I will then sit back in a chair, put something, a movie or something on. My 2 dogs will jump up there and sit with me and go to sleep, and I'm going to relax. Also, beyond Saturday, Friday, excuse me, beyond Friday, there's just nothing that's popping out there on the horizon as far as severe potential. So we're going to have a few down days, which will be fine, because on the 7th, stand by one. Because this day, 1 week from now, my youngest daughter graduates from college. So if there was any activity, you know that I'm not going to be out there. I'm going to be there watching my daughter graduate college. My other daughter is coming in from San Diego as well. She's going to stay with a friend in Austin, and then they're both coming to the graduation, and then I think that Friday at some obscure crazy hour like 3 a.m. or something, I think I have to take her to the airport in Austin to fly to Maryland. And then I think she will return on Monday. So I'll have to go back to Austin, pick her up from the airport on Monday. And then I think Wednesday I have to take her back to the airport in Austin to fly back to San Diego. Yeah, we got a big load. Boy, today's Thursday. So Tuesday I got behind something like what you're going to see coming up here. Escorts and all this kind of stuff. And I had a tornado confirmed I was heading south, and it was a confirmed tornado to my right. And I was behind stuff like that. And escort people would not let you, even though you had 2 lanes you could get by, they would not let you pass. I was so aggravated that I couldn't get around this guy, and the traffic was backed up horribly bad. And it was a concerning situation because there was a confirmed tornado, and it was coming right at everybody, including myself. But we got out okay. Totally about safety. Totally about safety. But I can't do anything about traffic when traffic doesn't cooperate. Okay, yeah, nobody make any jokes. This is where I'm going to eat at because I know it will be fast. All right, to the handful of folks here. I don't know who else been here other than Mr. White. No one else has said much. No one has said anything. Tampa Bay, yeah, okay, yeah, it's been pretty slim. Okay, give you one last radar look here real quick. Let's look statewide generally from a single radar site. Let me go to here. Okay, and there's that cell around Junction. Wow, yeah, the rest of the stuff, let's look. Okay, this is stuff coming off the mountains of Mexico right there. See that? There's an interesting thing that happens usually on that downslope side over there of the mountains of Mexico. That's why I think and it's got a lot to do with why you see hailstorms kind of prevalent back over in that Del Rio area. So yeah, that's generally what it looks like at the moment. And let's see, let's just go back to here. And as you can see, my little cell is decided to call it a day. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for the short-term tune in, and perhaps even just with flooding potential tomorrow, I may be back out again. I will really make that determination tonight. I don't know what time I may go out. I don't know what time I may start to stream. I don't know if I would be going out at all. I just have to wait and see based on what I look at tonight, and then a quick review in the morning. I just want to know where the boundary is. That's going to be my main focus, because I don't think we're going to have a lot of instability. Could be spotty, but not strong. We'll see. With that said, thanks for the little brief ride along and whatnot. I have to open up a window here to get to my stuff here, so I can push the button to end it all. The stream. I'm just talking about the stream. Take me just a few seconds here. All right. I am just about there. I am there. All right. Thanks again. Perhaps see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.